Hello golfers, welcome back to JD Golf TV, your home for playing better, faster. Today's video is a continuation on what's going on through impact. We're going to call it professional impact, and this is a response to one of our dear followers' questions. So let's get after it. Folks, I don't think I have to tell you that, hey, look, I'm on your side. I am really trying to help you play better and hopefully understand more about, well, frankly, some of the stuff that you hear out there. And in this case, we're going to talk about this professional impact release and the what's called extension release, where the left wrist is going into extension through impact. Now, folks, that is actually true. You heard it right here first. Okay, maybe not first, but you heard it here. Actually, the wrist is going from flexed this way, that's the curve, flexed, uncocking, and then into extension, but not actually extended in very, very good players. Now, there are some LPGA Tour players that have the wrist coming toward extension into impact. And there is a reason for that. Depending upon club head speed, okay, you need to be able to hit the ball high enough to stop on a green. And if you're a tour player, you're playing on firm greens, you're playing with kind of tricky hole locations, having the ball come in like a bullet is not quite gonna cut it. So if you want to compete, you've got to get the ball up in the air. So as I said in the professional impact video, how much forward shaft lean you have is club head speed dependent. I'm going to go ahead and give you a golf shot with a crap ton of forward shaft lean. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my hands from their address attitude, so to speak. Look at those babies right there. Normal grip. As I come back, I'm going to pretty much set my wrists into the condition I want them. Very flat left wrist. This way. Extended. You know that one. Don't do that, folks. It stinks. Well, it can be overcome if it's a little bit, though. I don't want to talk about that now. I could be a little bit flexed. Now, we're going to try it. Here we go. So, preset it here. See that? Setting the wrist angle. And basically all I did was I just pulled those wrist angles. Actually, for me, I'm just pulling the grip of the club right through the golf ball. Okay? Now that's making my body move. As you saw in that replay, my body's moving, but I don't even know if my body's moving. I'm just basically swinging the grip of the golf club. Okay, went 62 feet up in the air, 133 yards. Not that great. Beautiful draw path. Okay, not bad. Let's try this. In this case, I'm going to, well, that's my normal swing, folks, to get those babies locked in. That's where I'm getting my club face control. I'm actually not really working the club face on the way down. I'm not. I'm kind of putting it in there and riding it the whole darn way. I'm squaring it up early, which if there's one thing I could get you to do between how you hold this sucker and how you take it back, you want to be able to go click, oh baby, it's going to be good right there. That's how I play golf. And it works. Trying to save it down here, tough game. So the earlier you square it, the better. Okay, now this time, I'm going to do my same exact thing, but I'm going to let the club go. Wait a minute. I'm not quite going to throw this. I'm just going to not keep pulling it for so long. Now you might see that club seemed to take off. Oh, I didn't quite get it all the way up there. I hit it only 6 feet higher. Ah, poop. I did hit a little bit low on the face. Give me another shot, folks. Okay, that felt normal. And yeah, there's your 92 feet up. Exact same club path. All right, Very cool. That went up higher. Now, the 60-footer that I hit 2 shots ago, we got a problem with that. That ball is not holding on the green. It's coming in like a bullet. I'm real good at that shot. Coming in like a bullet, boink, see ya. Our greens here are nice and firm and fast. Bad combo for a low ball. In fact, at my golf course I used to work, which is right over that way a little bit, Lee Trevino said, I hate this golf course. And it's because the greens were so firm that he couldn't play the golf course. The greens were just rock hard. He would hit it and bounce and roll over the back. I watched him do it, 3 holes in a row. He was not a happy guy. Well, you could see with his super strong grip, super huge lean forward at impact, he was like this, right? There was no chance of him delivering any loft. Well, now I'm going to show you trying to release it. Here comes the weird part. There are some students that I've had where I get them back here and I want them to uncock the thing the entire way down. Let's watch that one. If a golfer is quite a good athlete, if a golfer has actually too much drag along the handle and they need more release of the club shaft to sort of get it moving where it's in good shape for impact. I don't believe we have to line the thing up so it's straight in line with the arm for impact. Not at all. Okay, I don't believe that at all. Driver, that could work because it's teed up. Iron, tough way to play. Okay, so now I'm back here, same exact backswing. That's my backswing, folks. That's my backswing. Now I'm going to try to literally release the club in this way, uncocking the wrist the entire way down. A really cool example would be this. Having my trusty head cover on my beautiful Callaway driver, I'm back here, and instead of, I can drag this like nobody's business on a driver because it's resisting the twisting. The clock face, the club is traveling around the hours of the clock. We see that? And with a driver, Rory McIlroy gets the club going backward, upward, and behind him. And the transition like nobody's business. He's amazing how well he does that. Whereas old Dunigan can get into this down cocking it. And by the way, that idea of we think we're lagging it, folks, that is not what I'm trying to do with that at all. That is a bad thing from my part. What happens is we get this poor golf club, and look at how beautiful that club head is. Get this beautiful golf club up here, and then I have my wrist good. It's beautiful. The club face is square. I come down and I pull on it so hard that my wrist goes the wrong way. There goes the club face. I sprayed 2 drivers. One was not far. I played a Roniment Golf Club, my old golf course I used to teach at, just yesterday, and I've actually played really well, but I sprayed a drive well 10 yards to the right of the whole fairway and in jail on one hole. And I did it one other time when I can feel it. I can feel myself lose the wrist angle, right? And I get this draggy, down cocky, wide open. Phil Mickelson will never be a good driver of the golf ball because he gets narrow, club's close to him, cupped wrist, like this on the way down. Only Phil Mickelson can overcome that and hit the golf ball in play. There's only one of him though, folks. Let me go back to trying to cast my golf club and we'll look at some pictures. So this is casting. I call it getting the shaft out, okay? Turns out, if you have beautiful arm swing as you try to release this club, you might not be able to cast it to the point where you scoop it. But this kind of impact, folks, you better hit a sand shot, flop shot. Because if you're going like this, what's happening here, your casting motion, which is probably part of the release, isn't the problem. The problem is you have no arm swing when you're doing it. How about that one? Okay, here we go. And by the way, I just heard this. I get up here and I swing my arms and that makes me go over the top. Like, no. If you look from this view, when I get up here, right? When I turn is when I get over the top. If I get up here and I swing my arms, it goes to the inside. We got to get rid of that, people. People are just so confused about that. Yes, I could possibly, but it would be the most unathletic, well, we call it the Dunigan tomahawk, going this way at the golf ball, but usually that is still the golfer is spinning the torso, then swinging, instead of swinging the arms. Okay? So here we go. The cast motion. Time. I almost missed the ball. Jeepers creepers. I hit that one about a foot off the toe of the club. I think I missed all the scoring lines. It happens. Here we go. The cast move. Okay. Now here comes the extension release that we were asked about on YouTube. I'm going to try to get my wrist to actually go into extension. Now here's a theory for you. Have you ever watched football? Did you ever watch a passer get the ball knocked out of his hand right here, and then he throws it anyway? The ball's over that way, and he's still doing the throw motion. Well, here's what I think. I think what we have is what's called an open loop. Once you start that motion, there's no going back because there's not enough time for your brain to go, uh-oh, we got a problem. In fact, so when Tiger Woods was stopping his downswing halfway down, folks, I'm going to bet the house he was stopping it before he got to the backswing. Certainly before he started the transition. Got it? It just took that long to stop it because it takes time, folks. There's nothing instant in golf swings. So now, the extension release that was being talked about, where the actively going into extension of the lead wrist rather than uncock and roll. That's how I think it really works. And then let it fly, just like throwing the baseball. You got to let go. So at some point, you got to let go. This one, I'm actually going to try to release right past this way. The intentional flip. I'm trying to flip the golf club. And the key question is if I actually can do it. The other key question is this. Do you really think that I could start with one motion and change the very motion in the middle of it? No. I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. All right, so now to get this done, I've got to be basically flipping it the entire way down. Okay, I tried to flip the poop out of that one. I fell, oh, hey, folks, I hit it 103 feet in the air. I must have flipped it. Holy cow. So now let's look at a couple of swings. Well, I actually did it. You can see here that I've got that club shaft very, very vertical by impact. This one has a little forward shaft lean. Also, that ball did go way up higher. The club still went the same darn speed. I lost half a club, but it went really, really high. All right, there's the flip one, and there's the release of it. You can see how much now the right wrist has flexed. The left wrist is going the other way. Huh. Cool. That's even more. So that was the original one. All right, very cool. Man, different, isn't it? Now, we might not see the difference, but if you look at where my grip is, you get real picky. This grip here is in front of my left leg. This grip is right in front of my, you-know-what. Very interesting. This one is the cast on the left, different from the flip. The cast is more push against. So we're going to see here, notice how close the club shaft is to my shoulder. If I really got this cast started, it should get away from my shoulder more, and it is. I'll be darned, that guy is a coordinated dude. Do you see that, folks? I actually did cast it. Now, I'm still casting, but not trying to flip. And I definitely came up with less forward shaft lean than the other normal swing. wait a minute, that's the same flexion of the right wrist, which is extension of the left for the most part, folks, through impact. You can see the left wrist extending there, can't you? See that right there? Let's go back here again. Screen, please. Back a little bit. There it is. See the difference in the wrist? This one's rolling, but not quite extending. But the curious thing, even that swing, even my super, is this a low screamer? Even my super low screamer swing, this would be very interesting. Okay, so here we have handle wicked far forward again. Doink. Oh, it's beautiful. The wrist is still going to go. Isn't that something? That right wrist is still going to go. I don't think there's a way to keep it from happening. But the key is, whatever we are doing with this club, we can release it this way. Oh, it released out that way. That's cool. We can release it this way. That's a problem. We're dead. But is it because of the release motion or where I did it? You got me? So we can pull it. It still took off, right? We can cast it. It still took off over here. We can extend the release. Oh boy. Wait. But it still did it out there. So folks, if you have a very closed face at the top and a strong grip, an extension release is going to be beautiful because you've got to get out of that closed face, right? So if you have a very closed face, very strong grip, 3 knuckles, 4 knuckles turned up, and you uncock and roll, it's going left of Nancy Pelosi. Fred Couples, super strong grip, extended the wrist this way. Dustin Johnson, same thing. So what you have, we could say, are 3 basic movements through the golf ball. Now, how you get there is all different. I would say this. The thing killing the world of golf are the poor people who are trying to downcock the wrist to add this, what we're going to call false lag. Looks like lag, but it isn't. The false lag business is where that wrist caves in and goes into extension up here. Now you are dead. Now look, but it looks like I have all kinds of lag. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that looks just like Phil Mickelson. Then he stops, rolls, flexes, goes this way, turns over. Oy, oy, oy. Phil Mickelson could do that. You can't. So I can actually have this pushing against the club. I only have from here to there to get the speed out to the club head. If I am actually casting, I'm not swinging enough as I do it. That's all. Right, that's all you're doing. Keep going. Hey, there it goes. That's perfect right there. Okay. Don't keep going with the arms. It's back there. But the problem is not that release of the ball. It's where my arms went. If I can get my arms going out here, I can do any of them. Any of those 3 releases, which is almost a no release. Right? Almost a no release. And then we had a cast, and then we had a flip release. What they're doing is providing trajectory to us. They do alter the club face. So your club face and your grip have to match what one you're trying to use. I hope that helps a lot. I know that was very technical, but hey, look, if you guys are going to ask questions, I'm going to do my best to answer them. All right, get after it.